All right, welcome back. We are playing Lucid9. We are back in school, talking to Rui. I'm the OutbackAl. Yama, your sarcastic leader of the group.
I'm hot for justice. So far, Yahiko.
I'm Yin&Jung. So far, Rui.
I'm Chibi Noob. So far, Elizabeth and the teacher.
Okay, so
Track, yes.
what did Rui? Okay, so are we going to track? Let's see here. Did we just lie to Masa? Was it Matsuto?
Masato?
Masato.
Yeah.
Not a clue. She hesitates for a moment and glances around the room.
You know, you could join drama club instead. It could be a valid excuse for Masato.
I think he just asked why I joined a different club when I could have joined track.
But still, I think you'd really like it.
Honestly, it sounds like it could be pretty fun. Rui seems to enjoy it. She often claims that it's just like when we played make-believe as kids. Like the G.I. Joe episode.
Yeah.
And make-believe is one of the few things that I don't mind doing. But it's so much work.
It's no more work than track, idiot. Besides, it could be really fun.
I'll take your word for it. She rolls her eyes and shoulders her bag. She switches between, like, regular face and grumpy face a lot.
Well, fine, Mr. Grumpy Pants. Some of us have club booths to manage, so I'm gonna get going.
Alright, see you, Mrs. Grumpy Skirt. I'll go with you. Nope, I guess we're not saying see you, Mrs. Grumpy Skirt.
Not leaving me.
We walk in step to the door, almost into freedom, and then the strident voice of the teacher rips through the air.
Does the teacher have a name?
Just teacher.
No.
This is anime. Teachers only exist to further the plot.
Right? Yama Ishimoto. Surely you didn't expect to escape so easily.
I did expect to escape so easily, and don't call me Shirley.
Yes.
Yes, my attitude problems. I turn to Rui, suddenly pleading. Bail me out?
Not a chance.
You're a bad friend. What?
What? It builds character.
It builds jail sentences. I have plenty of character. Come on. Throw up a distraction for me. I throw in a shameless dose of puppy eyes. She only pokes my forehead, sticking her tongue out.
You win some, you lose some. Just be glad it's with a teacher instead of the police.
She darts off as I call, faltering after her. But at least the police wouldn't bore me to tears.
What was that, young man?
Sorry, that was supposed to be an inside thought. I turned to find the teacher hovering right behind me. Whoops. Nothing. Great weather we're having, huh? She doesn't seem amused.
At this point.
At what point? It's the second day of school, unless she's referring to teaching me last year. Come to think of it, yeah, that's highly possible.
It's clear that detention is doing nothing for your toxic behavior.
Well, yeah, because I can nap in detention.
Therefore...
It's like you're inviting me to sleep.
Well, it's not like I'm giving you 4 other friends that you can all cause chaos with. This isn't the Breakfast Club.
I'm not a fan of the movie. We've gone over that.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay.
There's an irrational hatred for it.
Let's not get into it again. We wasted so much Monster Prom time on that. We get distracted so easily.
It's okay. Well, no, we all start talking about movies. Anyway, therefore, I've taken the liberty of recommending you a therapeutic mentorship, whatever the hell that word is, which will take place on campus at the discretion of our dorm manager. We have a dorm manager? Requirements will be 1 hour, 5 days a week, so every single day you have class, obviously. The mentor will need to sign off on every visit, so here's your permission slip.
The what now? Are you scheduling brainwashing sessions for me?
Excuse me? You might have other ideas, young man, but civility and respect are integral cornerstones of our modern society. And I'm totally steepling my fingers right now.
I can tell. I can't see you right now, but I can hear it in your voice.
If it does result in scrubbing away some of that arrogance of yours, then I say good riddance.
I am shocked by this unusually passionate outburst from her. She slows her breath, shaking as she jabs a book and an envelope at me.
Take this, Mr. Ryota's office. You know where it is.
Yeah, I know, like the back of my chang. A tiny pinch of the tension releases. Mr. Ryota. Mr. R is the mentor. Maybe this won't be so bad. I give the book a once-over. The cover is somber and 100% boring. Block letters proclaiming primates of the 21st century. 100-plus correctional techniques to improve the mindset of an underdeveloped adolescent.
Ooh.
Wow, it's a textbook.
Well, gee, I'm honored.
Take it.
Taken.
Goodbye, Yama Ishimoto.
I think she likes me. She flounces out of the classroom, clearly fed up with my shenanigans.
No. She's
I've
just
never really
very
heard it
distracted
that
by
way.
a cat.
Flounces out of the classroom. That conjures an image in my head that I don't think that I should be thinking about the teacher that way. Wordlessly, I
no.
turn and head down the corridor. Guess someone's a little touchy. Not that I can blame her. If I had a student like me, I'd hate him too. I'm actually going to look up flouncy. I tromp down the stairs to the first floor and stop before a door at the edge of the hallway bearing the sign J. Ryota, dorm manager. I rap sharply on the wood 3 times. Mr.
Ryota.
I am going to have trouble. Mr. Ryota.
What is it? Nuclear war?
What? No.
Meh. Don't feel like opening the door for anything less important.
I could open the door myself.
Locked it. Don't bother.
I press my ear against the door, listening keenly. There it is. Action-packed orchestral music just barely bleeding through the wood. Faint clanging of swords on shields. Are you in a clan war, Mr. Risotto?
Ellipses.
Ellipses back.
Bah.
A moment later, and the door's lock clicks open. I slip inside the room, holding back a smile. It's a nice office.
Fancy.
The office is minimalistic in its furnishings, but fairly welcoming. Warm light encompasses the rooms, highlighting the comfortable chairs arranged around a coffee table that bears a bowl of potato chips. See, I disagree with this entire setting, because if he's playing some sort of League of Legends, World of Warcraft, or any sort of online MMO, he would clearly have those blinds drawn and the lights off. That way he did not have a glare on his screen. He is not a pro gamer. Look at me talking like I know what I'm talking about. If you say if Jeff Winger has taught us anything, if you say anything with confidence and talk enough, eventually you'll be right. It looks more like the office of a therapist rather than the office of a school dorm manager. In the corner, I spot a comely mahogany desk on top of which sits Jiro Risotto, and in a dramatic. That's not mahogany. That's like plastic. This person doesn't know what.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is, but there's like a cover on it. Cause isn't that on the edge like a more mahogany?
I don't
Maybe
know.
I thought mahogany was more red than that.
Well, anyway.
I
Whatever.
don't know.
Dramatic position. Egon Jojo.
Welcome to the Satin Room. Have you brought an offering to appease the Dark Lord?
I like this guy. Indeed, I have. With an equally exaggerated bow, I present the book and note from my teacher. Mr. Ryota's eyebrows scrunch in confusion.
The hell is this?
The hell is it? I kind of got in trouble earlier for talking back. Instead of detention, the teacher's convinced that I need a more permanent solution. So instead of punishing me, they're punishing you.
Like death? I can help you with that.
I can help myself with that, quite frankly. But thank you for the input. She was thinking more along the lines of counseling, I believe.
Oh, okay. But
He
what
got
the-
those eyes like he would have killed us.
But what the hell is this?
He shakes the book emphatically. The curriculum that the teacher recommends for, helping me.
Oh, right. Well, I'll put it where it belongs.
Trash. He promptly throws in the trash, which extracts a laugh from me.
Now to business. Let me read up on what exactly your teacher wants.
His eyes drift over the paper that I silently hand to him.
Huh. Oh boy, isn't this precious. Let me translate. Dear Mr. Ryota, I'm having trouble subduing a boy who actually has a brain and doesn't care for the inefficiencies of bureaucracy. Sincerely, a woman who was certainly the most boring person in her graduating class.
But she flexies so good.
Kitty.
I choke back laughter as he crumples the paper into a ball and lobs it in the trash.
By the way, don't tell anyone I said that, or I might get fired. And then you'd have to take counseling from Mrs. Hanazawa, and then where would we be?
So, we found our Professor Duncan, who disappears randomly from some seasons.
Yeah?
Consider the NDA signed. Mr. Ryota reclines easily against his chair, kicking his legs on the table.
So, how's the apartment?
Still in one piece, mostly.
Good to hear. And Phil?
Who? Okay, yeah, I guess we don't know Phil.
The little houseplant, the one I placed on your shelf.
Dead and buried.
That was you?
Your memory sucks more than mine, kid.
Ah, right. I vaguely remember Mr. Ryota forming an odd attachment to a plant when I moved into my apartment, even to the point where he named him Phil.
What?
I think he died.
That's a bit odd. I thought he was a fake plant.
Really surprised me too. Nope, look fake on the outside, I guess, but all real inside. A satisfied smile pulls at Mr. Ryota's lips, and I suddenly realize the metaphor. We're not talking about plants, are we?
No.
Your optimism is inspiring, kid. I would have thought your answer to be the contrary.
What, people look real on the outside, but they're all fake inside?
Something like that.
Oh.
We were talking about plants. How was I supposed to know?
Well, you know now. So now that you know, is your answer the same?
Well, I know that knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. No.
Didn't even need to think about it.
It's the truth. People pretend to be genuine on the outside, but inside, they're nothing. Mr. Yodas evaluates me for a moment, but to my surprise, there's no judging in his gaze.
You must be a real party pleaser.
I'll be here all week.
What made you draw such a depressing conclusion?
I can tell that his mind's on the fast track of psychoanalysis, childhood trauma, clinical depression, suicidal tendencies. Time to put that to rest, because if anything should be blamed, it should be my 100% natural disdain for humanity. Power of observation. If anything, people like to be strong, confident, independent on the outside. Peel that away, and what do you get?
Their hearts?
Then that heart must be pretty pathetic.
Did I ever say otherwise?
Is he the murderer?
Yeah.
No, I guess he didn't. Mr. Ryota eases from the topic and leans back on his chair, drawing a planner from his drawer.
Well, if it were up to me, I'd say that you're just like any other surly teenager going through the first throes of senioritis. But paperwork's been signed, and you know how bureaucracy works.
It doesn't. I thought our government was supposed to be more efficient since the national changes.
Ha! You assume the mayor actually does anything important.
No, I don't. He scrawls something down on his tablet and taps the screen. My phone buzzes gently in my pocket.
Your teacher recommended that we meet every day, but honestly, what's time for that? We'll just play it by ear, and you let me know if you ever get the urge to murder someone. Probably means you're due for another checkup.
I check what he sent me, a copy of the spreadsheet that's tapped outside his door, revealing his available times. Wow, how do you have this much free time?
Life as a dorm manager is just swell, isn't it?
I thought you at least had some kind of job.
I'll let you in on a secret. The kids here don't cause much trouble. Not 'cause they're angels, not 'cause they're boring, because they're too prissy. They don't want to get their manicured nails dirty with things like graffiti or booze. But they do need someone to cry to when they stub a toe, and the other teachers seem to think that I fit that job description. Actually, it's more likely that they don't want to deal with hormonal brats. So instead of being a helicopter parent, I get to be a bench warmer who just nods and smiles once every few minutes.
Like with me?
Well, you'll be more interesting than the rest of them, I hope.
Yeah, that sounds like the Academy in a nutshell. Half the people are too snobby to be fun, and the other half are too lazy to care. What do you get to hear? Whining about grades, toxic relationships,
Sometimes, but not always.
murder subplots?
At any rate, I can't exactly complain. Makes my job easy.
Well, thank you for your massive contribution to society.
You're absolutely welcome. They seem to equal yours.
I snort, he chuckles. Yeah, this could have been really painful if I hadn't gotten Mr. Ryota.
Well, as your loving, caring, and awe-inspiring mentor, I can hardly keep you from the beauty that is Club Recruitment Day.
Oh no, I'm fine, really.
Off you go, take a selfie and send it to me.
That sounded creepy.
What?
Or I'll schedule an appointment tomorrow.
No.
Maybe look at me with both your eyes when you say that. but that's, you said,
You need to expand your opportunities, broaden your horizons, go where no man has gone before.
but
And most importantly, you need to get out of my office so I can check my clan.
oh, the game
Well,
can't
I
pause.
mean-
They're dead.
Well, I mean, this isn't Star Trek, so.
Yeah, that's just sad, Mr. Ryota.
World domination calls. See ya.
Well, he seemed fun. And without another word, we ended the episode.
Wow.
Yeah,
That was...
I do kind of pull it out of nowhere. Sometimes.
Okay.
Without another word, he shoved me out of the slam and slammed the door in my face, and with that door in our face, we will call it here, and we will see you around next time. Bye bye.
Hi.
Bye.